Hi everybody, this is Erica, and I'm going to talk about my very simple, very affordable skincare routine that seems to be working for me at the age of 50. Just to preface this, I have never had any cosmetic work done. I've never had Botox, I've never had filler, I've never had anything in office done. I've had a couple facials in my life, but I'm currently not getting any facials or doing them on myself right now. And I want to talk a little bit about skincare, where I think it's going and what I think people are kind of the pain points of skincare, because we are really in this oversaturated, over kind of just on steroids kind of skincare market. It seems like every other day something is popping up saying this is the skincare line that's going to completely transform your skin. Often these are like celebrity brands or luxury brands that are popping up with skincare lines, and I don't trust them. I really just don't trust them. They're cash grabs. They really are. It's just the luxury brand that started out selling clothes. Sorry about my phone. That started out selling clothes and, then maybe moved into makeup and now is moving into skincare. They're just looking at all the marketable, basically, ways they can carry their name, and then basically inflate the prices on their products because they are a luxury name or a celebrity name. Now, I'm going to talk about one non-negotiable in my skincare routine that should really be a non-negotiable in everybody's, and that is sunscreen. And my favorite currently is the InBeauty Mineral Sun Glow. I've tried a lot of sunscreens. I've tried drugstore sunscreens. I've tried more high-end sunscreens. This is the one I always go back to. It is sort of, it's in Sephora, so it's considered more of a high-end brand. InBeauty is kind of like this up-and-coming brand right now, but they really knocked it out of the park with this sunscreen. It has a high UVA protection on it, so that means it has a high PA rating on it. It has blue light protection, it has vitamin C, it has peptides. They packed as much as they could into this to make it a really quality product. It does not interfere with skincare, other skincare you're using. It doesn't interfere with makeup. It won't give you a Tin Man look, but it will give you a subtle glow. It's just an absolutely beautiful product. I also have been using Aloe's Tretinoin recently. I just restarted it. I had been using retinaldehyde for a while, and then I got back on Aloe's Tretinoin. It is a 0.089% strength. It has niacinamide at 4% and aloe at 0.5%. And I think because of the aloe in it, I can actually bring it down into my neck, which was completely intolerant of retinoids until I tried the Aloe Tretinoin. So I can bring this down to my neck. I really like the subscription service that it offers. The prices are reasonable. They have a good support system. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. They don't know who I am, and other than I'm a customer. So I'm not pushing something to try to sell it, but I'm just saying that I've been impressed by using it. Does everybody have to be on tretinoin? No. I don't think it is, it's called the gold standard of skincare. I don't think it's necessarily the gold standard of skincare. Yes, it has decades of evidence behind it to show it is an anti-aging product. But if there are people that really are very reactive to tretinoin, so they get a lot of inflammation in the skin, they get a lot of like purging and peeling. Those are somewhat a normal part of the process of the, the acclimating to tretinoin. But they've kind of been sold on this idea that it's for everybody, and if you want to be on the anti-aging train, you've got to be on it. If it's causing more damage to your skin barrier than good, I don't recommend it for you. I would recommend retinal or retinaldehyde. I would recommend something gentler. I would recommend peptides that are proven to stimulate collagen elastin production. Those are alternatives you can use other than a retinoid. I'm not totally sold that it's for everybody. For me, it's been very beneficial, but I don't think it's something for everybody. I also use the Ordinary's multi-peptide copper peptide solution. I have continually repurchased this. I like that it has Matrixyl 3000 in it. I like that it has copper peptides in them. They basically stimulate the fibroblasts that produce collagen and elastin production. So they have kind of these multi-benefits to them. And I think copper peptides are just going to increase in popularity over the years. And the Ordinary, I don't think, gets enough credit about how it revolutionized the skincare industry. I'm not saying every product by the Ordinary is a winner, but they came out with a 0.2% retinaldehyde product that is absolutely fantastic and is $13. And the idea of all this kind of hype around expensive skincare and expensive packaging and beautiful packaging and things like that, they just pared it down, made it very simple, and created products that had actives that are proven to work. So again, no affiliation with the Ordinary or DCM or anything like that, but I really do think they revolutionized the skincare industry. Something else that I have been liking is Milky Toners. Yes, I've bought on to the train of Milky Toners. These just have a way of kind of prepping my skin for makeup. I currently use the Beauty of Joseon Glow Replenishing Rice Milk Toner, and it is $18. So not an extravagant spend, and I wouldn't say it's the favorite toner that I've used, but I feel like my skin is starting to get prepped for makeup when I apply it. It just soaks right into the skin. It is very gentle, it's very soothing, it's very calming, and it gives you somewhat of a glow. I don't think it's this, magical glow, but it does give you somewhat of a skin glow. I think we're going to move in skincare more towards kind of like beating our faces to death with actives and going more towards kind of soothing, calming ingredients, things that protect the skin barrier, things that prevent transepidermal water loss, things like that. So that is pretty much my skincare routine at the age of 50 as an esthetician. Not expensive. You do not have to go out and buy expensive products to get results. Please don't fall into all of the marketing and hype that is out there. So what you really need to do is educate yourself on what actives work. Now, I have created my own book basically explaining and outlining actives for various skincare concerns. And what I'm thinking of doing is actually having a free kind of like webinar, just kind of forum for people to kind of come in to join and talk about their frustrations with skincare, what they don't think is working, what they do think is working, questions they have, things like that. Because I'm an esthetician, I wouldn't call myself like a skinfluencer or a skincare expert. There's things I still need to learn, but I do know a lot, and I'm happy to share that information. And this is sort of goes against the grain of what estheticians try to do. Is we're kind of taught to gatekeep a little bit, to sort of to keep the client coming back. We do things on them that impress the client. We don't really, in the experience that I've had in spas, educate the client on what they can do from here. Estheticians are the starting point. They're going to basically kind of get your skin back into, less inflammation, less irritation, less acne, less aging, things like that. They're going to be that starting point, But if you don't go out of that esthetician room with more information that you can use at home, you are really kind of becoming a slave to the spa and not really becoming an empowered consumer. So an empowered consumer knows what to do based on the information they've either fleshed out themselves or they've gotten from, a professional. So that's kind of my spiel on it. If you have an interest in a free kind of like webinar where people discuss kind of what's going on with their skin concerns, kind of their pain points and things like that, drop a comment below on the video, and then I'll know to sort of set that up, and then we can kind of get the ball rolling on that. There may be no interest out there, but I'm going to throw that out there. So that is my very inexpensive, very unsexy skincare routine at the age of 50, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.